today we're going to continue speaking about the topic from last week. Remember, I told you to have our guest. We have our guest here today, and today you are going to hear what he was going to speak about his past, how his life was. Invite your friends, invite your family. The Where Are You Going program starts now.
A 17-year-old teen grossed $20,000 a month by being the head of a marijuana ring. He has been caught. He was a high school student in Ohio, and we have a video explaining how he did this. It's pretty incredible, and to be honest with you, he's pretty smart. Let's watch.
In looking at this particular juvenile, he looks like someone that would be in your church youth group.
But his after-school activities were anything but typical. The 17-year-old, who we are not identifying, is accused of helping to run a $3 million hydroponic marijuana ring. Investigators say he had at least 6 other former or current Mason students working for him.
We believe that they were pushing somewhere around $20,000 per month.
Now, he was working with adults, not his parents. His parents allegedly didn't know about this. But the adults were basically supplying him with the marijuana, and then he had some of the students at the high school working for him. But what's really interesting is he was smart enough to not allow them to push the drugs on campus. All of their dealings happened off campus. And, you know, the authorities were talking about just how crafty this boy was, and keep in mind he started doing this at the age of 15, and he was grossing $20,000 a month.
If my kid was taking drugs and I didn't know it, I'd feel like, damn it, man, you know, I should have known that as a parent, etc. This guy's running a factory, and his parents didn't know. Jesus,
well,
mercy.
to be fair to him, or to his parents, I should say, he was not the one growing the marijuana. There were adults that were growing the marijuana for him, and
he was just the mob boss.
$3 million worth of marijuana. But yeah, he was just the mob boss. But here's another incredible thing: authorities also found $9,000 stacked away in his room. Jeez, you want to know? You want to know who would find the $9,000? Mama Kasparian, okay? Because she'd be like rubbing, like I remember when I was in high school going through my stuff. Oh, what's this love letter? You know, what's happening?
Oh man, she's in your business. Okay.
My mom was definitely in my business. She'll deny it, but she was.
Okay.
She'd find that $9,000.
And that's why you didn't run a drug factory.
Exactly.
Okay.
Email us at ypgyouths@hotmail.com. And you can find us on Facebook, YPG Youths. Also watch us on YouTube, Trinidad and Tobago, and listen to 91.9 FM The Street.
So today we are here with our guests and also Dallas and Kevin. So we have here today Ryan. As you saw the pictures, last week, and you're going to see what these pictures again. What these pictures? Look at the difference of these pictures for the person here in the studio with us today. Now, you saw the difference. Now you're going to understand what was happening with him at those times. Ryan, how was your life in those times of those pictures? How was your life before you come to the youth group?
Pastor, well, my life before I come to youth group, Pastor, was in a difficult situation, Pastor. I was in a very tough situation with my family, especially with me growing up. You know, I used to face a lot of hard times, and my family really pushed me to the life I was, Pastor.
But why you say your family pushed you? And what kind of things you were doing? Because I see your hair kind of messed up. Or you were using drugs. What were you doing?
Pastor, well, it's because of my family problems, and I wanted to see my family in a better life, because I grew up with 9 brothers and 9 sisters, Pastor. And I wanted to see my family.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, I wanted to see my family in a better life, Pastor, because I grew up in poverty. So the only solution I had to come out of the poverty with my family was to make money quick. And the road I chose, Pastor, was drugs. And that would push me to be addicted, you know, to do all sorts of stuff.
So you used to use drugs or sell drugs? What you used to do?
Pastor, I used to use marijuana, I used to use alcohol, I used to use cocaine. Many times I even mixed drugs. Like like marijuana and cocaine, babala, alcohol and marijuana.
You never had an overdose or something like that?
Nah, I never get overdose, nah.
But then you used to see that situation in your family and you decide to make money quick, to try to do something. But what your family used to do, they never tried to do something. Look at your situation, seeing that you were going through down that road. They never did nothing to try to stop you, prevent you to do those things.
Now, Pastor, apparently my problem wasn't the main problem then, because everybody had it, had it hard, so then my own wouldn't be the first priority.
But Ryan, let me ask you a question, which is something we often like to point out to people, which we spoke about last week. when you went into this life to support your family, did anybody have a problem with it? Like your mother, father, anybody?
Nah, because they didn't know.
Or they didn't know?
Serious, but
You
you
used to
used to
get
use
money?
drugs and all those kind of things. How you come back home? They never realized that you were under
Nah,
drug
know,
effect or
they
something.
know I was taking drugs, Pastor, but they didn't know I was selling drugs. They didn't know I was. They know I used to smoke cigarette. They know I used to drink, and they know I used to smoke marijuana.
But they
not
didn't have a
taking-
problem with this.
Nah,
But they knew,
you see?
but they didn't know that you were selling.
nah, they didn't know.
But you used to bring money home.
Yeah, I used to bring money home, give my mother, try and help.
But they never asked where this money was coming from.
Nah.
You see, maybe you see your son, my son's helping me. He smoke, he do this, that. But he's a good child, but he smoke, have this thing, but he's working to help the family at least. But you don't know where this money comes from. You don't know what he's doing. And maybe you have a clue, but you don't want to find out, to dig. You know, Kevin, don't want to dig because they are afraid to confirm what they already think about. And they don't want to stop because it's income.
Yeah. They're not basically studying what is the outcome basically, because they are just concerned because the family going through poverty. They're gonna see that income as something normal. They ain't gonna think that he gonna sell drugs or whatever it is he's doing. And I can attest to this because I've been around people who act in this kind of way. It's not your thought to even care of how the money comes. All you are concerned about is that you have. So this is what makes a lot of people turn to the life of crime, just as he did, because remember, he's going through a life of poverty. So it caused him to go that direction in order to see that his family be supported and, of course, to help himself.
So how old you were when you started taking drugs?
When I started to smoke cigarette, I was about 8 going on 9.
Serious?
Yeah, but-
Wait, man.
See?
8 years old.
8 years old. And then they say, no, my son is too young or not. He would never do something like that. 8 years old.
But how you start smoking cigarette? How it was introduced to you? It was at home, neighborhood, school, street, what happened?
Actually, it was home, Pastor, because, I used to see my father smoking. I used to see my uncle smoking. So at an early age growing up, I used to tell myself, one of the things I want to do when I get big is to smoke, because I seen everybody smoking, Pastor.
Look how things, man. You see, maybe you are watching there, and as we were speaking with you since some weeks ago, many families, they are creating the criminals today to act tomorrow. And maybe you are there, you think that everything is normal. You smoke in front of your child. If you want to smoke, it's your problem. We are not here to condemn nobody. But be careful to what you are doing. Because everything that you are doing, your child is watching you. You see, 8 years old, he starts to have cigarettes, smoke cigarettes. Maybe your child is already smoking and you don't know. At school, behind your back, maybe he's smoking your own cigarette and you don't know. Yes,
That's right,
he's smoking your own cigarette and you don't know. Maybe you send your child to buy cigarettes. And the child buy the cigarette for you, but buy the next one. And you don't know. So, if you are watching the program now, you have to understand, you can do something to prevent the crime rates in Trinidad and Tobago to raise. You can. His family could. But at that time, they didn't. They didn't. And look what happened to him. Today he's here. He's in the YouTube group. He's a different person. As you are going to hear, he's speaking about this. But many other things could be avoided, if the family had this conscience to prevent his future as a criminal.
Yes, definitely. Because what we always say, Pastor, on this show, prevention is better than cure. If his family had stopped him at 8 years old, or set a better example at 8 years old, he would not have started smoking at that age. But as he rightly said, one of his goals as an 8-year-old child was, when I get big, I want to smoke. Who gave him that goal? His parents. His parents gave him that goal. If they are not going to prevent it, then this is what is going to happen in our society today. We create criminals for tomorrow.
So if you're watching the program and you are going through a situation similar to this, you have somebody in your family addicted, you want help somehow, we are going to be able to help you. The numbers that appear at the bottom of the screen, you can call right now, send a WhatsApp message. If you want to send your opinion, if you want to talk with us, if you want to interact with us, you can send a WhatsApp message. You stay right there. Watch this video. You stay right there. The Very Growing program is coming back soon.
There's this cloud of stupidity or lack of ambition when it comes to drug dealers. When kids a lot of times get pushed into this when they're early teens and stuff. The thing is it's a business, dude. It's run like a business. There's rules. There's stuff that you do and there's stuff you don't do, and there's ways you make sure that you make money. It's not by accident that you make money when there's so much other competition. There's tons of drug dealers. They're everywhere. So the thing is and you don't know who they are. In fact, it's probably harder to run this business because you're not on the market. You know, you're not recognized. So at the same time, you have to be dodging illegal activities when in reality, all this is you're a pharmaceutical company. The difference is the pharmaceutical companies come out and they have commercials saying, take our drug, it's going to do 18 other things wrong to you and these 2 good things for you. Buy it. Hurry up. And then they have an engine. These guys are smarter, man. In reality, this is maybe a wild one of those daydreaming things I've had. I was like, I'd like to test this. Take some kids that we've already pushed aside and said that they're just useless drug dealers, stupid, evil people. You know what? Start a business, and these guys will run your business to like billionaire status. They know what they're doing.
I kind of want to hire him to run this business.
They're businessmen. I mean, as long as they're educated, on what the business is and what the goal is, they know what the goal is for whatever business they are running. They're businessmen. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid.
To me, JR, what you're saying is so obviously true that I find it ridiculous that a great majority of the people think the opposite.
Join us every Sunday at 1 p.m. at any of our branches: Rio Claro, Cunupia, Tunapuna, St. James, Pinal, Sandy Grande, Princestown, Couva, Arima, Tobago, San Fernando, Chaguanas, and our main branch, Port of Spain. Be part of something great.
So you that is watching this program now, you see that this is a reality. Everything we are showing here are reality. Things from your country here is happening now in Trinidad and Tobago. So, Ryan, how old are you now?
21, Pastor.
Today you are 21.
Yeah.
And we start smoking with 8 years.
8 years.
And until reaching the YPG, you were smoking and drinking all these kind of things.
Yes, Pastor.
So, but what used to cross your mind in those days? Did you think that the government had any part on it because of the life we're living? Because many people, why am I saying this? Not because we want to speak nothing about the government, no. It's because people, that they see the problems happening, everything, you know, Kevin, used to work in the government, you know that everything people want to blame the government.
Yes, everything. They place the blame blatantly on the government, and of course, they need to understand that for us to isolate this crime situation, we need to play our part in the system too.
Yeah, because, for instance, he was inside of the house, he started to smoke 8 years old because he used to see his family smoking. Yeah. What the government has to do with this?
Exactly.
If his father decided to smoke in front of him, what the government has to do with this? Nothing. So, what kind of thoughts you used to have in your mind because of those problems, you know, and what kind of thoughts you used to have about your future and how you end up coming to YPG because after all those things you went through?
Pastor, well, one of the reasons that make me come to the YPG, but before I came to the YPG, Pastor, the kind of thoughts I used to have in my mind was, what kind of thoughts, Pastor, was suicidal thoughts, you know, to give up. You know, even to every time I get depressed, Pastor, I used to try to kill myself, but I never had the guts to do it. You understand? Because my whole life was trying to see my family on top. That was my whole life. But it reached a stage that I used to even thief from my family as well.
But you want to see your family go on top, but you are mashing up your own life?
Yeah, Pastor. And I know that I was the problem. I know that what I was doing was wrong. And I never used to blame nobody because I used to blame myself. Because I know what I was doing was wrong. And I was making money fast. But that was the only way I had. So I couldn't blame nobody else. I couldn't blame the government. I couldn't blame the family. I had to blame myself. And
what your family used to say? They didn't used to say anything about it? And how you end up coming to the youth group? Somebody invited you, you saw the TV program. What happened? How it happened?
Pastor, well, actually it was when I leave my family in them house and I went by somebody to stay and work. That when I was about 18 to 19 years, probably somebody. And it had an assistant who used to live there, that Miss Kalisha. She used to live there and I used to work with her son. And she always used to be inviting me. Every time she see me, she talked to me. And it had a day, Pastor, that she just watched me and she said, you know, if you don't change your life, you're going to hell. And that got me so revolted. Yeah, Pastor, that got me so revolted that I could have, wow, the thoughts that come in my mind that it was a grab she and choke she, but I couldn't do it because I respect she. That was the thought in my mind. And she managed to get me to come to a meeting all years night, Pastor. That's how I managed to come to the Universal Church and found about the YPG and stuff.
So somebody from the church invited you to be part of the YPG?
Yeah.
So when you reached in the YPG, what did you see in the YPG that ended up leading you to remain there?
Pastor, when I reached in church, I went to the pastor and I said, Pastor, I want to join the youth group because I saw something in the youth group which I didn't have, which was peace, which was togetherness, which was a family, and I didn't have that. And that draw my attention to be in the youth group and still today in the youth group because it had love and it had unity in the youth group.
So how is your life then today? How is your family? How is your life today? You still using those kind of mad things in your head? Because you see that today his hair nice, huh? He cut everything. But so how is your life today? What kind of feelings, thoughts you have inside? How is your family? And what kind of advice you would give to the youth that are watch this program? Now maybe the same situation, as you were used to think that there's no solution, you were thinking about kill yourself, give up. What kind of advice would you give to this person that maybe is watching in the same situation or have somebody in the family in the same situation?
What I would say to this youth that watching this TV program right now, if you're really watching and you really want to change that, maybe so many times you even see the YPG program on TV, but you skip and you neglect. But if you take an action of it and you look to really come and see what the YPG family is about, I'm sure, 100% sure that you're going to find some positive youths and they're going to give you a positive direction in a way that your life could change, for sure.
Today, no more drugs.
No more drugs.
No more cigarettes.
No more cigarettes.
No more going high.
No more guns. No more cocaine. No more nothing. No more alcohol.
Okay, so how are you today?
Pastor, well, today, first thing first, today I have inside of me peace. I have peace, I have self-control because before I didn't have self-control. But everything which I didn't have, I have it today. I have love, I have joy. Pastor, I have a peace inside of me that I can't even explain. What I didn't have before, what I didn't even know exists, I have it today.
So, you see, Kev, many people they are watching the program and sometimes they think that there is no way out. They use that to watch the program and think, it's a church thing. But look how the life is.
Exactly. You just say you had 9 brothers and 9 sisters, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you in a house with these people and you saying to yourself, we don't have a family. Then something had to be wrong because a big capacity of people in a house like this. But as he said, no peace, there was no communication, a lot of quarrels, division, and of course the poverty that they were going through. These are the things that you yourself probably going through right now, and you are neglecting to come to see what this group has to offer. But you have the opportunity today, as you are watching right now. You can call the numbers, you can message, you can do whatever. Same thing that happened to him, it can happen to you.
And actually, you are in the youth group in Yarima. You know the new address already? You memorized the new address? Because last week, Sunny was there, and it was, my friend, nice. Yeah. So what's the address there that you can look for? If you don't believe it, you can go tomorrow and look for him there. In Yarima, he's going to be there, and you're going to see what we say is truth. What's the address there?
So the address in Yarima, number 21 Davenant Street. It's between Pennywise and Rattans. Look for Ryan. He is from Arima. I'm also from Arima. And one of the things that I love that he said, in Arima, as well as all the other YPG branches, we have a lot of love and a lot of caring and a lot of giving to offer you.
It doesn't matter who you are. If you are drug addicted, if you are homosexual, if you are lesbian, it doesn't matter who you are. Do you want a better life? Come to the YPG. The YPG is the best place to be. Tomorrow, Sunday, Kevin going to be in Port of Spain, number 2 Broadway, upstairs, Mara Julius, opposite gate, 1 p.m. I will be in San Fernando. 12 noon, Macurapo Street, Robosco Cinema. I will be there. So if you want to make a change in your life, I say it again, come to the YPG. The YPG is the best place to be. Don't forget, before you do anything in your life, think about where you're going.
Email us at ypgyouths@hotmail.com, and you can find us on Facebook, YPG Youths. Also watch us on YouTube, Trinidad and Tobago, and listen to 91.9 FM The Street. Join us every Sunday at 1 p.m. at any of our branches: Rio Claro, Cunupia, Tunapuna, St. James, Pinal, Sandy Grande, Princess Town, Cuba, Arima, Tobago, San Fernando, Chagonas, and our main branch, Port of Spain. Be part of something great.